clean, grease-free glass slides, and applicator sticks. Preparation of thin smears. Use universal precautions while preparing the smears for malarial parasites. Use clean and dry microscopic glass slides. Clean them with lint-free cloth. Label a glass slide with sample identification number. Mix the sample by inversion. Open the cap gently and check for clots by dipping the applicator stick in the tube. Place a drop of blood on one edge of a clean, grease-free glass slide. Place another slide at a 30 degrees to 45-degree angle up to the drop, allowing the drop to spread along the contact line of the two slides. This angle is important to prevent the leukocytes from bunching along the edges. Quickly push the upper slide toward the other end of the lower slide. Use the correct amount of blood and proper spreading technique to obtain a tongue-shaped smear or a smear with a good feathered edge. The thickness of the smear varies when the slide is pushed at various rates. The slower the motion, the thinner the smear. If the smear is too thick, the structural detail of individual parasites will not be observable. A well-prepared film is thick at one end and thin at the other. That is, a single layer of evenly distributed RBCs with no cell overlap. The thin feathered end should be at least 2 centimeters long, and the film should occupy the central area of the slide with free margins on both the ends. Air dry in a box or other container to prevent dust from settling on the slides. Do not dry with heat. Staining. A number of Romanowski stains like Fields, Giemsa, Wrights, and Leishmans are suitable for staining the smears. Thin blood films stained by Giemsa's or Leishman's stain are useful for speciation of parasites and for the stippling of infected red cells. The optimal pH of this buffer is 7.2. Here, the staining by Leishman's stain will be demonstrated. Leishman's stain. After the smear dries, label the slide on the thick edge of the smear with another glass slide or a diamond marking pencil. This is done as the earlier markings can be washed away while staining. Next, place the dried slide on the staining rack. Add 7 to 8 drops of the stain. Leave for about 1 to 2 minutes. Then add 12 to 15 drops of buffered distilled water using a disposable dropper. Mix thoroughly. Leave for 4 to 8 minutes. Then wash off with clean water. Wipe the back of the slide with clean cotton to prevent stain deposits which can hamper the reading of the slide. Dry the slide and examine. Note: whenever a new lot of stain is received, verify the new lot. Stain 4 to 8 slides using different durations of staining and check which slide is stained the best. Use the same duration of staining for that lot of stain. Now, examination of the stained smear. Place the slide on the mechanical stage of the microscope. Focus the slide first using the 10x objective. Position the 100x oil immersion objective over the edge of the film where the red cells are the thinner. Place a drop of immersion oil on the edge of the middle of the film. Lower the oil immersion objective until it touches the immersion oil. Examine the blood film by moving along the edge of thin film, then moving the slide inwards by one field, returning in a lateral movement, and so on. Examine a minimum of 200 fields in a thin film.